You good, bro? I'm throwing boys on. Open up. You good? Kind of, hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we the brothers from GMS Temple Bay 12, the camp out here in Temple, Florida. All right, in the heart of Babylon, the belly of the beast. All right, and coming through you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'chad, and as always, double honors to our apostles, the elders, the great millstone who were well. All right, and taught us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem. And as always, salutations to the Zaquanian wa Achim across the four corners of the earth. All right, that's teaching this truth and sincerity, faith, and honesty. All right, press towards the mark of salvation, endure hardness as a good soldier for Mashiach. All right, who have chosen us from the foundations of the earth to push this truth. All right, predestined us, Lord's will we be part of that number to be saved and redeemed. All right, from the hand of those that oppress us, man. All right, my fellow servant Calm, I got a brother
Tosh. Man,
all right, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, Lord's will we have a lesson that's edifying to the elect. All right, whatever you got, bro.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. And it reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Yeah, and that's what you see here across the four corners of the earth, man. All right, Iraq, we was just talking about it. Iraq, you have a protest, yellow vest protest going on like a year.
Yeah, 51, week 51, right?
Yeah, week 51. Then you have out there in Hong Kong. You have minor protests out here in America, but the most
Libya,
Libya,
Colombia,
yeah, out there in
Venezuela,
Sudan, out there in South Africa. So, bro, everywhere, bro. The Lord spoke that these things were happening, pertaining Him setting the earth on fire, man.
Yeah, because the Lord said in Matthew 24, He said you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars.
Yeah.
Those revolts, we gonna in that same. I'm gonna get to it. Sedition. Yeah. That word means revolts. All right, what is a revolt? It's a civil war. Because people are revolting against who? The government.
Government, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Mayors, okay, the heads, man. And all this goes into Elder Apostle Ramwab just did a video called Stand Down the Multitude of Enchantments, man. And enchanters. All this goes into Esau pretty much is losing his power, man. Mm-hmm. He's losing his grip. Here it is, he feel like he has control. All right, but the whole time, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we just breaking it down, man. The Most High is the one that set up Esau, Edom to rule for a certain time, man. Now he sees that his days is being shortened. All right, why? Because every time he see a video going out, that's a lively stone, man. You know, that's a lively stone being put to the house of David, man, being rebuilt. And he's afraid because the kingdom of heaven is being built right under his nose. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing he can do to stop this, man.
And the carpenters are at work.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The carpenters are at work to take this last beast down, man. Daniel spoke of, the four beasts, all right, or the four horns. All right, in Zechariah, the first chapter, this is the last one before the horn of the righteous get exalted.
That's right, bro.
Okay,
I got something for you.
Go ahead.
Real quick. You speak on this too, bro. Daniel's 2:43. Point is 44. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay.
Mm-hmm. This is the end of the body, man. The toes, man. The feet.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And the iron means the strong nations, and the clay meaning the weaker nations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that also goes into the Satan divided against Satan, man.
Yeah. No, it's divided.
That's right.
Stand.
That's right. It says they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another.
That's right. So you got you got the UN, all right, the United Nations. They mingled with the seed of men, all right. Because in the UN you got mainly Edomites, but then you got Ishmael in there, you got Moab in there. All right, you got Ammon in there, you got Hamites in there. Yep. You ain't got the Israelites in there though. I mean, there might be one token nigga in there, you know, the Sambo, but you ain't gonna have Jake in there giving no orders out. Okay. All right. So what? You got this kingdom which is ruled by Esau. All right, it is falling apart because what? That iron and clay don't mix together. All right, you can't take a piece of iron and slap some clay onto it and expect it to hold together. All right, that iron is dense, heavy metal. Clay, that shit, you know, if it gets hard, you drop it and it crack and it breaks. Iron, you drop it and it's gonna break whatever it falls on, man.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, a little bit more. It says, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Mm-hmm. It says in the days of that's it. Yeah, that going to our kingdom.
Yeah, and that's why people are gonna be fighting one against another, man. One people shall stand to fight against another people. All right. So we're reading on 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men.
Yep.
All right, what's sedition? The revolts, man. The uprisings of the people. All right. It says, and invading one another, They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So what? You got people revolting, all right, sedition against their own government because what? They're not regarding their kings nor princes, man. They're getting sick of it because they're being oppressed. Yep. They realize they're coming to the conclusion that look, everything that these people, our government, so-called, is doing, which government goes back to control, all right, what they're doing is to keep us down and for them to get richer. So what? They say they're not regarding them. And then says the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are taking action into their own hand. They're going out in great numbers to protest, to do the when Pastor Hart just did a video of the bank runs. Okay, going into the stores, fighting. The police are a bunch of idiots, man. If you're police and you want to fight against the people that you did, they might probably, the people protesting are probably making more than the police are, man. But here you got you're always gonna have some simpletons, to stand for their country, but soon that's gonna stop too, and then that's really when the sedition is gonna come, when there ain't no riot police to stop the protest. All right, you got something?
Yeah, I just got a list, going into the protests, the uprisings. There's a list right here of the revolution, so to say, going on around the world right now. I'm gonna start from the top. This is it says 2018 to present Arab protests. 2019 present Algerian protests, also called Revolution of Smiles.
See, it's a revolution, a revolt, sedition.
Yep, or Iraq movement. So here, 2019 Egyptian protests, 2019 Iraqi protests, also nicknamed the Tishreen Revolution. 2019 Lebanese protests.
That's all in the Middle East, man. That's where the Lord is stirring shit up at, man. The Middle East. Because now America's going to be like, America, it has been saying, look, we got to go over there and stop these protests, man. Bring stability to the region.
Yeah. 2019, a present Lebanese protests, also called Tax Intifada. So going
Lebanese,
into tax,
Yeah.
This is a whole bunch of lists.
So who's the one taxing them, though? The kings and the princes. Yeah. So that's why they're not regarding them no more, man. Yeah, well, ultimately it's Esau Edom. He said the one setting up the financial banking systems.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's one protest that I think it happened in early 2010s. It was called Arab Springs, and it was because of pro-democracy. These people were fighting up against the government because they were pro-democracy. That's going on right now in Hong Kong because it's sparked by pro-democracy, protesters.
Because people don't know, those countries don't want democracy. The people, all right? The people don't want democracy. They see what happens when democracy comes. Look at Iraq. Iraq's in the state they are because of democracy.
Exactly.
Prior to Saddam Hussein being dragged through the streets and hung, they were doing good. The people were doing good. Contrary to what the CNN and the mainstream media show you. They were doing good, man. Okay? Now look at them. They're in shambles. Protesting against what? The democracy that's been set up, man.
And that goes into the wine of that Babylonian juice, man.
Being drunk off that wine, kind of.
Which I have for you. This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh Bashmi Shai's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine.
So think about this. If the nations have drinking of the wine and they're in shambles, revolting against the people, how much more the source of the problem? What do you think is going to happen here in America when people finally start to smell the fresh air, man? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is coming. But the Lord's saving the best for last. Go ahead.
That's right. It says, to back you up, that's why Psalms 2:8 says, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, man. Mm-hmm. The Most High getting ready to have the Esau Edom in derision, man. Because real soon he's getting ready to find out that his whole New World Order is not up to you, my man. Okay, prophecy must be fulfilled, bro. And we just brought out Psalm 75, bro. The Lord is the one that's issuing out.
We didn't bring it out. We can bring it out.
Yeah,
just going over it.
Yeah, my bad. I'm back. It's like, yeah, real quick. If you real quick. Yeah, because that go to show you the power of the Most High. The scriptures tell you he ruleth in the kingdom of men. He set it up over at the basis of men. So Esau getting ready to find out that he's the last straw of wickedness, man.
This is Psalm 75. I'll just get straight to the point. It says, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another.
Yeah, so the Most High is the judge. Okay, Yahweh Shemiah Shai is the one who's putting Esau down. And the Most High been putting Esau down since he came into rulership, since the Renaissance, man. Okay, because since that time, what you've been having the prophecies come through.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, if you want to be specific,
Since Yahushua
I was just gonna say, Esau Edom been being put down since Yahushua came on the scene. That's why he said it's finished.
That was the fourth beast. The fourth beast was during the time of Yahushua. And what prophecy had to be, that beast had to be wounded and then be resurrected, so to say, or reborn, healed. Yeah. Okay, and exactly, but it's still the fourth beast. He just, he recuperated from that wound.
Yeah. Which is why it's Rome all over again. That's why when you have the comparisons of Rome in America, you have more similarities to that kingdom till now, man. Okay, that's why when you look at a prime example on a carnal level, stadiums, man.
Colosseums.
Yeah, Colosseum. They were Colosseums, man. So they were always the atmosphere of the gladiators, man. Okay, so how much more on a financial circumstance as far as the economy of America being compared to the economy there in Roman in the time of Rome, man.
And their government, the plebeians, the patricians, now it's Democrats and Republicans. Yeah. The same setup. They got the Senate. Yeah. There's a Caesar, which is the president. So it's the same shit, man.
Same shit, bro. Just that wound, that deadly wound is healed, man.
Same draconian laws. That's why when you go to legislation and all you go to the law library, it's in what? Roman numerals, man. They got Roman numerals, subsection this, X dot one, I. It's all Roman numerals, man. When they teach you law, they teach you with the Roman numerals. Yeah. And Latin, they got Latin on the quotes. All right, they got Latin on the money. All right, Latin phrases here in America, but the main language is English. Why? Because this is the ancient Roman Empire rebirth.
That's right, bro. That's right. Yeah, you got something you want to say, Al?
Oh, I was just back my point saying, even with going into how the structure of the governmental buildings are, I can tell you plain as day. It's same pillars, same type of construction. Go to the embassies, they all look the same as the ancient Roman Empire because it's still governed going into the government. It's the same exact thing, just continue.
Exactly. Just updated. 2.0, Rome 2.0. But it's still Rome. America is Rome. All right? And remember, Rome ruled the known world at the time. But the headquarters was in Italy, Rome, Italy. Okay? And now, just like Rome was rebirthed again, which is here in America, they ruled the whole known world again. But the headquarters is here in America now.
Come on. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 7. It says, shall they not, Spirit?
Yeah, I had it.
No, you bring it out. Go ahead. Take off.
I was going to start at 5 because you got about the wine.
We'll speak on it.
Yeah, this Habakkuk chapter 2 and start at verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine.
Yeah, and that wine is what? The philosophies. His brother's going on to the democracy, man. Here it is. Esau Edom is going into these other nations, setting up his democracy, attempting coups. Okay, and this is why the president Turkey, he's slowly leaving the UN, okay, and the EU, and joining forces joining forces with Russia, man. Okay, because here it is, you had an attempted coup, all right, and that's what Satan being divided against Satan, man. Okay, because they're all Edomites. Yeah. Okay, it's just divided because what America is the horde that sitteth upon the beast, man. Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2 and 5, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine.
Yep, transgress these nations, man. So that philosophy is being pushed on these nations, man. All right, go ahead.
He is a proud man.
Yep, he's proud. That's why the scriptures say there's pride, okay, goeth before destruction. This man feel like I got the whole earth, what I cannot eat. That's why in the book of Job it says he searches for bread, saying, where is it, man? Okay. Because he know what the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Go ahead.
Continuing, neither keepeth at home.
Yep, he can't keep it at home. Here it is. America is you having gun confiscation. Okay, you have our people. Okay, we was just bringing this up, man. Okay, on this fucking Popeyes chicken shit, man. Okay, Jake bugged out. Okay, here it is. You got Edomites turning in their badges, man. Okay, all right. Why? Because they understand that the so-called white man Esau Edom, his plan, okay, to be set up over you Jakes, okay, it's not coming to fruition, man. Okay, everything that's set up against you is being cast down according to Deuteronomy 30 and 7, man. These curses taking hold of Esau, man. Go ahead.
And it said that neither did keep it at home. The ancient Roman Empire did the same thing. They ruled the whole known world at that time. All right, from all the way up to the UK, all the way to China. All right. If you go into the history the Roman Empire had rule over China at that time. They didn't have garrisons like that over there in China. But what China or the Mongoloids, whatever you want to call them, the Gooks, they were subject to the Roman Empire. They had to pay tributary. All right, you ever heard of the Silk Road? Guess who was ruling that? All right, the Roman Empire had rule over that, man. They would send people over to China, all right, so they could put them in subjection, man. And China at that time was a great empire, all right. But what? They still had rule over them. They wouldn't come up against Rome, the Roman Empire. And if they did, they would be crushed. That's why the scripture talked about an iron teeth, all right. Because what? The Roman Empire had the greatest technology at the time, all right, as far as military power, all right. And so does America again, man. America's got one of the strongest armies, if not, it is the strongest army. Russia got the missiles, of course, for prophecy's sake, but the American military is the best military, bar none. All right, that's why nobody comes over here and invades us, man. Just like nobody would come and invade Rome, ancient Rome. Go ahead.
Continuing Habakkuk 2 and 5, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as health.
Yeah, which is the fatness of the earth. That was his blessing. Okay, so that's the sources or the resources of the earth, man. Go ahead.
And is as death.
Yep, it's as death, man. That's going back to Revelations, the sixth chapter.
Yeah.
You know,
the
pale horse.
Yeah,
I believe. Yep, go ahead. And he was like 3 horses, man.
Yeah, pale horse, the black horse,
and the red horse. Yep. Okay, they take peace from the earth, man. And that's why the Joel 9:24, which we always bring it out. You can't bring it out enough till we in them new bodies, man. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, bro. That's just what it is. Go ahead.
And cannot be satisfied.
Yeah, he can't, bro. Esau Edom cannot be satisfied, bro. Okay, he can't be satisfied to the point where he's getting ready to destroy himself with his own blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
But gathereth unto him all nations.
Yep. So what? Under his new world order, all right. Which the Most High said when he's about to fill his belly with this new with this chip. Okay, guess what? It's gonna come raining down on his head thermonuclear missiles, man. Because the Most High set this man up to get to his peak, which was going into at our last camp through the spirit of Right before he reaches his peak, the Most High is going to take him out, and that's game time, bro. That's that final upset that you watch when you are watching NBA. You know, your favorite team losing by like 3 points. Then Ray Allen bust that 3 from that right corner, man.
Mm-hmm. It's like somebody climbing Mount Everest, and they like 10 feet away from the peak. And then a boisterous wind just comes and takes him and throws him to the bottom of the mountain, man.
Okay.
It was all for nothing.
Yeah, and that's what you call an upset, bro. Yeah. The Most High getting ready to upset Esau in his new world order, man. His plan.
And those that he gathered amongst him, man. All the nations he gathered to him that drank of the wine, they're gonna get tossed down too. Because what? They were partakers. All right, they were accomplices. All right, in the crimes of Esau Edom.
God, continuing, and heapeth unto him all people. It's verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him?
Yeah, that's what's going on now, man. These nations are turning their backs on this devil, man. I mean, fuck this place, man. Mainly Rome, you know, mainly America, because people are still flocking to Esau. They're flocking to the Russians, though. But, you know, it's going to come a point in time when the world realizes that Esau is the problem, that these nations are going to be kicking Esau in the ass, man. Go ahead. It's because what? Deuteronomy 30 and 7 said that the curse is going to be upon them, our enemies, right? Mainly Esau, Edom. Well, weren't we called a proverb?
Yep, in the byword.
Yep. So now our greatest enemy, Esau, Edom, is going to be the biggest proverb and byword, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Yeah, that's the MO of Esau Edom. He increases by what that's not his, man. It says, woe unto you that have gotten riches by deceit. Yep. All right, because this man has gone around just raped, robbed, and murdered. Rape, robbery, stole, okay, murdered for what? For gain. All right, for riches gotten by deceit, man. They would lie to you, then they're gonna stab you in the back, and then they're gonna take everything from you. That's the MO of the devil, aka Esau Edom, the wicked. Go ahead.
And going into that taunting proverb, you know, that's gonna pour out to here in so-called America.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the people already here, they already can't stand this place. You know, they're already being oppressed. They hate going to work. They hate their lives. They hate everything about this place. And already around the world, everybody hates America. If you ever left the country, you hear the conversations of people around the world, they don't like America. Okay, so that's already done. It's already on their spirits, but it's gonna pour over here into America, and that's gonna go in. We brought out earlier about the Sedition. If you watch the Joker movie, that's a bugged out movie. But what I got of it is the Sedition. Yeah. The whole time Joker was raising up the poor people. The people on the bottom. If you read the signs, a lot of the signs said "kill the rich." Mm-hmm. All right, and that goes in. We keep on reading. It goes on to the oppression. Okay, they keep taking what's not theirs, going into the taxes. Every time you get your paycheck, you don't see that money. Mm-hmm. Bill and tax. These things you don't even get to enjoy. This is invisible.
Shit, you don't even know, like Medicaid.
Exactly.
And then they got acronyms. You don't even know what the fuck, where that money going.
Exactly. And people are sick of it. All right. If you think of stuff that happened in America about protests, think about Occupy Wall Street,
the Boston Tea Party.
Tea Party. Shit. It's gonna be a million times worse now because why? Because everybody's strapped. Mm-hmm. Everybody got guns in so-called America, mm-hmm. and it's gonna be ugly out here.
And the brother said that if you leave the country. All these nations, they hate Americans, mainly Edomite Americans, man. Because if Jay can go to another country and get love, you go to China and they gonna treat you. Or you go look how they treat what's his name, Dennis Rodman. Yeah, look how they treat Rodman. They treat him like a god over there in Korea, man. Yeah. But let an Edomite go in there, they gonna beat his ass and lock him up, man.
That's right.
God. Continuing back, Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that thick clay going into that word. I forgot what the word for is for clay, but it goes into heavy depths, man. Because America's in great debt.
200 trillion.
Yeah, 200 trillion.
And counting.
Yeah, and they would tell you in the school there's
20 billion. 20 trillion.
Yeah,
They'll say 20
yeah,
trillion.
bro, but at the end of the day, America is in heavy debt, man.
As a matter of fact, and me and the brother Mayim was just out there in Vegas. We were driving down the strip, and they actually got the debt clock up there, man. And it said each American is $68,000 in debt.
Yeah, born.
Yeah, as soon as you're born, you're $68,000 in debt, and that's not what you occur during your lifetime, you know.
Because what the brother pretty much is saying, for lack of better terms, for those that don't understand, is when you are born, that means you got to get a job. As soon as you come out the womb, you need to get a job because you already $68,000 in debt. You need to start working off your debt when you are born. And what kids that's a couple months old, they got a fucking job taking.
That's why they from the cradle to the grave, they taxing you, man. Whether it's for your paycheck, whether it's at the gas station, because the gas is the price it is because it's taxed. All right, the gas isn't in tax. I pay. It says $2.98. It says $2.98. No, bitch, it's $1, and then you paying $2.98. All right, and then you go to the grocery store. They taxing you depending where you live, 7 to 10%.
Your income tax.
Yeah. Then you got the income tax.
The income tax, man.
They taxing your taxes. Ain't that something? The money you're supposed to get back, they tax it.
Yep.
You win the lottery, they tax it. Mm-hmm. All right, they tax everything, man. They taxing the air you breathe, man. Yeah. They tax the water you drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They tax you to flush the toilet. Yeah. They tax you on everything, man. Literally.
Yeah. And if you don't believe it, then walk outside and don't have a house to go to.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Stop paying your taxes.
Yeah.
If you say you paid off your house, boom. Stop paying the taxes on that house. See if you don't lose it. Mm. And you paid it. You supposedly paid it off. Yeah. Don't pay the taxes. See what happens.
Yeah. And that's why we just read, woe to him that increases that which not his, because all this taxing is going to funding the so-called white man. Yeah. All him and his deeds out there with his military, and that going into that debt, that's just what they showed. They ain't talking about the shit that he stole.
The Most High
that he killed, So that's that great debt, that Esau, he don't got enough money to pay off. That's why he's gonna be destroyed.
Hey, another thing is don't pay your say you got a car, you pay that bitch cash. Guess what you gotta do every year? You gotta go re-register it. That's a tax, man. Yeah. You don't need to do it. They give you a yellow sticker to put on your plate. That's a tax, man. Yep. Talking about a renewal. No, that's a tax, man.
Well, here it is. That's your car.
Yeah, it's your car. But you can't drive. If you don't pay that, you get pulled over. They're gonna impound the car. Then you gotta pay another tax to get it out.
And
insurance. Plus tax. Everything is at $9.95, and then the small letter says plus tax.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee?
Yeah. That's gonna be these other nations, man, rising up again. Let the weak say I'm strong. These nations are sick of Esau, man. Because how does Esau tax the other nations? Through tariffs.
Yeah.
All right.
Same
Through
shit.
tributaries, man. All right. That's how the Roman Empire taxed these other nations. The ancient Roman Empire, they were tributaries, man. All right. They had gather up get it in Luke chapter 1. I believe it's Luke chapter 1, where it says Augustus. It should say Augustus tax them. They all had to pay their taxes, man. I believe it's Luke chapter 1. So this ain't nothing new, man. The taxation ain't new. All right, and why they taxing so much is because they're in debt, man. Like the brother said, because they got some. It might be Luke chapter 2 and 1.
1. All right, Con. This is the book of Luke, chapter 2, verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree.
The decree, an order, a law. Go ahead.
From Caesar Augustus.
Caesar Augustus, which is another name for him was Octavian. All right, this is the nephew of Julius Caesar. Go ahead.
Con. It says that all the world. That all the world.
Because what they were ruling the known world at that time. Go ahead.
That all the world should be taxed.
Go ahead.
And this taxing was first made by Cyrenius. Cyrenius was governor of Syria. Mm-hmm. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city.
So what they got counties, like you got Pasco County, Hillsborough County. You got taxes in there, 7%. Then Hillsborough is 8.5%, and then you got state tax, and so on and so on, man. So every city, man, that goes to show you that this is the Roman Empire again.
Exactly. What it's called today is the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? The Internal Revenue Service.
Yep. And that's in the 1611.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you, he taxed all the Roman Empire.
You had more?
Finish up.
Okay. If you were done on that, there you got a little bit more.
Probably a little bit more. Just 7. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee?
And that's the point. It shall bite. When you go into Psalms the 50th chapter, it says, break their teeth in their mouth. The teeth represents the power, which is the military.
Yeah.
Okay, so it said they shall bite, representing they all have missiles now, man. Mm-hmm. Now, read that one more time.
Now they can revolt.
Now they can revolt.
Right. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee?
Right. So now everybody got missiles, bro. And guess
real quick. The reason we're going into this about the taxation, about this and that, is because this is the reason that people are revolting.
Yeah.
Because they're being taxed. We just read that the Caesar, which is nothing more than the president today, all right, is taxing the whole world. The tariffs. That is hurting. That hurts. It doesn't hurt the main people.
It hurts allies.
But it hurts the average Joe Schmo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they're revolting, man.
Exactly. We just read Lebanese protest is called tax intifada.
Yeah.
So they're uprising because.
And ultimately, what happens? The whole country says, "Fuck it, let's go to war."
Yeah.
Why we warring against ourselves? Let's go to war with the nigga taxing us, man.
Yep. Hey, I had to back the brother up. Out there in Chile, you have the reason why they're protesting. One of the reasons is because their WhatsApp, man. Okay, the WhatsApp, they taxing 10 cent, I believe, man.
What's that?
Yeah, they use, and that's a free app. Okay, so that go to show you, man, that people was uprising, man. Going back into what we brought up, what's that? Ezra's 15.
Yeah, I'm back there.
Yeah, bro, this is why bro. I'm using a free app and I'm getting taxed to use it. I gotta give you 15%. I gotta give you 15 cent now. 10 cent, 15 cent to use.
And they doing that in Chile over
WhatsApp.
Bro. Imagine if they
how much more when they come to
exactly they do that to
Saving the
Instagram,
best
Twitter,
life.
or
when they start, and that's what one of the elders said. Once they start taxing, and once they start making it hard for you, so-called Negro Latino Native American Indians to use your social media, okay, which is your whole fucking life, because the scripture tell you in the book of 2 Peter's, all right, they shall be lovers of their own self, all right. So once you can't use, all right, your social media, okay, you gotta be taxed. You people gonna lose your fucking mind, bro. Okay, because you ain't finna be putting your account information on there for $1 coming out of your check every fucking week, man.
That was it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You had something. Let me get this real quick, because this is why you got these uproars or the sedition among these other countries now. Because they've been partaking of the whore. Okay, co-signing. All right, at least they're the rulers, or so to say, the leaders of their countries. All right, so now that's why they catching hell. All right, this is back in 2nd Ezra 15, and I'm gonna start at 47. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and who's that her? America, okay, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. There you go. That's the result of following after the whore, man. You get the same. You will not the same, but you get this part of the plagues with her. Yeah. Widowhood, or poverty, the sword. Is that not going on in these other countries, man? Yeah. All right, but really, it's because the Lord is taking out the accomplices of the whore, man. He's cutting. He's leading. He's showing you what's coming to the whore. All right, because the whore is going to receive the worst judgment. Right now, it's bad. You know, people like to say, oh well, America's the greatest country because look what's going on in these other nations. Whoop, whoop. You're right. All right, because I want to live in a third world country, especially now. Sedition is rising up, and even if, let's say, it's not sedition among men over there yet, it's still a shithole country, like Trump said. It's still a shitty place to live. All right, you can go to fast food joints here and whatever, get anything at your fingertips. But what? America's gonna be the worst. I'd rather be in a third world country than be an American when the judgment comes here. Yeah. This is gonna be the last place you want to be when the Lord brings that judgment upon Babylon the Great.
Hey, because the Lord is passing that cup around to the other nations, getting you a little sip.
Yeah, take your sip.
And then America's going to get that full cup,
with the dregs.
Yeah. I got something real quick. This is Jeremiah 50 and 23. The point is 24. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Mm-hmm. How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Yeah, because America's that hammer, man. They're the ones that lay down the law, man. They're the ones that drop. When you say, look, I'm dropping the hammer, you say it's what's gonna go. All right? The power of the earth, man, the Roman Empire. And it's clearly the Roman Empire, man. America is clearly the ancient Roman Empire rebirthed again, man. Go ahead.
Verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. Yep. And thou wast not aware.
Yeah, so what? The Lord laid a snare, a trap. And what was that trap, man? To allow you to do the wickedness. That was a trap. To give you enough cord to hang yourself, man. And you fell right into it, man. Just hang a piece of bologna in front of you over the cliff. And you ran face first into it, man. You just dove right off the cliff. And now you're on the way down.
I got a precept for you. You speaking on it. This is Job 12 and 10. In whose hand is verse 16. It says, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his.
That's right, man. So the Lord allowed you to deceive the nation. Mm-hmm. But what? You in his hand as well. That's right. He allowed you to deceive all the nations, all right? But what? You've been in his hand the whole time. He allowed you to do it, just like he allowed them to be deceived. Yep. All right? And that goes from the top level, from the Roman Empire, or the beast doing it, all the way down to these pastors in the churches doing it, man. Down to the pole light, the nigger light, man.
That golden cup.
Yep.
God. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. And thou wast not aware.
Yeah, they're not aware, man. They still think their enterprise is going to be fulfilled, man. They still think that they're going to be able to escape judgment. Because they know the elites, they know that the missiles are going to come. That's why they're preparing for it. But what they're not aware of is that they're going into slavery.
Exactly.
They think they're going to overcome prophecy, which they ain't. Go ahead.
It says, thou art found and also called, because thou hast striven against Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Yeah, how they strive against striven against Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but committing blasphemy to the highest degree, man. Going completely contrary to everything the Heavenly Father set up by putting His people into subjection and took it to a whole. They forwarded the affliction of our people, man. They strove against us, man. Throughout the centuries, man. Throughout the different captivities, man. The Lord, this is the only nation that got to rule in 2 different kingdoms, man. The Greeks and the Romans. To this day, today, you know. So that's how you know who the wicked is, man. The basest of men, all right, the greatest enemy to Israel. The ones that had half the captivity. There was 4 beasts, and 2 of them were the Edomites.
Damn.
50% of the captivity we've been under is under the Edomites, man.
Yeah. Going back into them horses, he was like 3 of them. He was the pale horse.
Yep.
He was the red horse. Okay. He was the black horse, man, because the black horse represented the
slavery.
The slavery, man. The balance, all right, of weights.
Which
okay.
was chains,
yeah, bro.
iron, you know, the yoke of iron, all that.
3 horses, man. So how much more the captivity of Jake? You was always the enemy of the Most High, man.
Mm-hmm. And going back anywhere, even when they weren't in power, when the Babylonians were in power, what were they saying? Raise it, man. Yeah. They were still, you know, so these are our sworn enemies, man, from birth. Yeah. Before we met, before birth, man, in the womb.
Predestined.
Fighting against Jacob in there, man. Yeah. Sworn enemies. Matter of fact, before that, Cain and Abel. Okay?
Yeah.
Shit, before that, the serpent, you know?
Yeah.
There's no new thing under the sun, you know?
And the Most High spoke, and what you bringing out, the Most High spoke that. The Most High spoke the 3 parts of man, the 3rd part of man, man.
Yeah. He will be destroyed.
Yeah, he spoke that, and we was going over it in Daniel 7 and 10, man. The Lord already issued out the ministries, man, the craftsmen, you know, to destroy the 4 horns, man. You know, the Lord already predestined all this, man. So Esau, Edom thinking he gonna upset prophecy is just another man coming up against the Most High.
Another one of his delusions.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Because this nigga still thinks he made it to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much more are he gonna believe shit?
God.
You know?
They were scared, and yet there's
fight. You got anything else?
No. That's it.
You got anything? You
yeah.
You can close it out, brother.
All right, Tom. Well, those want to be edifying, and as always, want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kadash.
That belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Again, peace and blessings to the whole effect of Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.